Hey, you, friend with the AirPods in listening. Guess what? You can watch this episode in video now. I know. All you have to do is head over to our YouTube channel, and there's a link in the show notes. So go ahead and click that. You can see all the faces that producer Steph and I make when we're about to say the same thing at the exact same time. It's pretty cool. Check us out.
Edit audio.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robin Hopkins, and this is Well Adjusting, where I talk to people about life stuff, but not in an NPR way. It's more like we're at the bar, having cocktails, getting into your business sort of way.
It's giving drunk NPR.
Oh, and producer Steph is here too.
Hello.
Today we chat, well, focusing your career goals. Hi, everybody. Another amazing episode for you today of Well Adjusting. Micaela Fagan is joining us. She's a 20-something stand-up comic and an improver who's chasing goals, but sometimes feels more like she's just kind of getting through the day, commuting, working, just living. And that's getting in the way of figuring out how to set some goals for her career. So, cue producer Steph and I jumping in to see if we can help her dream bigger. Oh, and make sure, this is imperative, make sure you stick around to the very end of today's episode because the Judy Gold, comic, actress, writer, larger-than-life personality is joining us as our expert of the day, and you do not want to miss her advice. Okay, let's jump in now.
My name's Micaela, and I live in Brooklyn. I've been doing comedy for like 10 years. I'm 27, and I
Since
feel...
you were 17? Amazing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right after I graduated high school, I was like, let's go. Let's do some stand-up. It was fun, but it was easier because I was in Florida, so I'm like, let's go to the restaurant down the street where they're having an open mic. I memorized everything. I put it on index cards. I was trying to be very professional.
Oh, my God.
And that got me...
That leads me to my next joke.
Yeah, exactly. So that was... I think all the mostly dudes there were like, oh, she's serious about this. That's cool. So I was very successful in the South Florida scene until I was
You were big in South Florida.
I was huge in Boca Raton. And then I moved to New York after college and I've been plugging away.
All right, let's talk about your problem.
Sure.
The overarching sentence of what you are here today for on Well Adjusting.
I came up with one that I thought that
You're like, I came
sounds
up with
too
one.
cutesy. Yeah. I was like, how do I find happiness in the hustle? Was what I thought.
Well, you wrote our title. You wrote our show title.
Happiness
for us.
in the hustle.
I love that.
I don't know. It's too alliterative.
Say a little more. I love alliteration.
I
Say
do
a little
too.
more.
Just that I'm truly wondering if over the past few years, what is success has changed dramatically.
Yeah.
Or if it's just me aging into this period of my life where I'm like, oh, there is no overarching notion of this person is successful in their field.
Right.
And so I'm just kind of back and forth on that. How do I celebrate my successes while also telling myself, oh, it doesn't matter, that they got this thing?
I'm over here. I'm going to high five producer Steph because we live in this 24/7.
Oh, really?
So it's like you're on the couch with people who are like-minded.
So comforting. Certainly the phrase that's come up with my friends the most in pursuing not just stand-up, but especially improv and sketch. It's like, who am I doing this for?
Do you have an answer to that question?
No.
Well, okay. Then let's get into that a little bit, right? You're doing it nobody chooses a lifestyle of acting or stand-up or comedy just 'cause. It's too hard. The industry, they're mean to you. It's the success rates are low. The money sucks, except for the 1% who are fantastic and, I shouldn't even say fantastic, who are famous.
Yeah.
But the rest of us are out here toiling. So nobody chooses it just 'cause. Or maybe they do and then they realize how hard it is. How many times stuff do we hear people be like, I could do a podcast and it lasts 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Because then it's they are like, oh, there's a lot of work. So with that in mind, do you really know who you're doing it for? I mean, because it's got to be
Yeah.
because you love it?
Absolutely. Yes. We do it. And usually, again, the phrase that when we're trying to make new content, especially sketch or whatever, it's, does this make me laugh? That's the most important thing because at the end of the day, I think you'll find the audience who likes you. And it's never been easier to find an audience that's not immediately in front of you than now.
Yeah.
But that also takes a good degree of like self-confidence and a titch of delusion as well to be able to be like, do you like me?
I have this very interesting thing that I believe you need to hear.
Yeah. And I've just been, I don't know, maybe I'm a little sad right now because I'm like, what makes me laugh? And I'm kind of a terrible audience member at the moment. I'm like, oh, God. I think the world's kind of sad right now. I feel like it's, wow, great podcast, right? We're talking about the sadness of the world.
Boy, but
I feel like
this is a comedy.
I know. Sometimes I just get overwhelmed by the thought of like, well, who am I to be making jokes right now when it's like people need food and that kind of thing. But then at the same time, my therapist has told me, and I don't like everything she says, but sometimes I do.
I take issue with that.
But she was like, I just kind of expressing that comedy is an important thing.
It is. Imagine a world without comedy.
Yeah.
It would be the saddest, darkest, it's like we'd just have important art where you're not allowed to laugh.
Yeah.
It's really important, now more than ever. So,
yeah.
But I mean, I feel like those are, I guess my instinct is like those are top line like concerns or worries.
Yeah.
If you had to take it a little more to you.
I just feel like sometimes there aren't enough hours in the day to, like on a personal level, when especially living in New York, it's like you got at least an hour commute to wherever you're going to go. So that's like a 2 or 3 hours out of your day. I enjoy sleep and I have no problem sleeping. So I need 8 hours to do that. I know. I'm really grateful for that.
I like an 8 to 9. I'm not even going to lie.
I can go 10 if I don't set an alarm. Like I
had kids, so I can't do that anymore, but I used to be able to.
Running on 2 over here.
Oh, that's crazy talk.
Steph, wow. No, I like to sleep and then commute. So there's like half the day.
Yeah.
And then you work for like another 8 hours. And then sometimes I want dinner.
Yeah, sometimes.
And sometimes I want to cook the dinner. And then that's the day.
Yeah.
There it is.
You know what's interesting is like, so Steph and I have been talking a lot about this. Like, what does it all mean? Why am I here? What am I doing? Like, I get up, I get the kids out the door, and then I make some breakfast, and then I'm working in my bedroom, and then I take my lunch, here. Maybe I take a walk, but my life feels like kind of small at the moment. And it's like I can't tell, like, what I know is when I'm there, I'm not in like goals, or I'm not in like in the moment. I'm not in like being with people and the fun I just had. I'm like in some like cycle of like shh. So it's like, is some of that happening for you, or is it because like I just know the malaise of, and then that's 2 hours.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, feeling like the days are packed and I'm looking at the next day on my calendar and trying to remind myself to like be excited about this thing that you're doing for the next like right now even. I'm like, don't think about going to work after this and going to the show after this. Like just be right here right now. And that's challenging, but that's just a mindfulness thing.
Well, but you can't say that. That's just a mindfulness thing. There's an entire $1 billion mindfulness industry because it's one of the most difficult things to do.
It's so hard.
To just like be.
Hey, I've struggled with anxiety my whole life. So comedy was a nice way to get a handle on that. And
isn't that
also,
crazy? You chose the hardest possible thing to get a held on anxiety.
Well, it was
I love that though.
Yeah, I mean, it's people always ask me, "Do you have stage fright?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But it feels good because you know when it's going to end.
Yeah,
and you know what's causing that feeling as well. So like I had so many years of panic attacks that I didn't know where it was coming from. It just felt so random. So to have that control or to be able to acknowledge like, oh, I'm nervous because of this, that was very empowering to me.
Well, it's also a comfortable feeling.
Yeah.
Like that space is like, oh, I recognize this.
Yeah, it's almost like exposure therapy or something.
Yeah,
like you
bit.
get to like teach yourself how to like control it or something.
Yeah. I've been existing in kind of like a between the worlds of, oh gosh, I hope everyone here likes me and I do okay. And also like, don't give a shit about these people.
Yeah.
Like do your own. So one part of my brain is thinking, it doesn't matter what they think about you. And then the other part's like, actually, that's entirely the point of this.
I don't know if this is like helpful in any way, but like, but I'll say it anyway. I listened to that podcast, Dead Eyes, and it's this guy who was he got into Band of Brothers, which was like the hottest like series in Hollywood at the time, and Tom Hanks like saw his audition tape and said, I think he's got dead eyes, and they made him come in and re-audition, and then they sent him home in a car and they recast him. They do it like a true crime.
Yeah.
He's trying to get to understand if he really has dead eyes. It's hilarious and interesting. But the reason I bring it up is because it's actor after actor after actor. Like, he gets big names, and none of them ever feel comfortable in where their career is. They never feel like they got where they wanted to get. And in a weird way, it comforted me. I was like, oh, I should stop thinking this is going to go away.
Yeah.
Hey friend, I'm just jumping in here to say that we've got a new way to get in touch with us. If you want to leave us some feedback, hopefully good, or suggest an episode topic or ask a question, all you have to do is go to sayhi.chat/welladjusting. The link's in the show notes, but I'll say it one more time. sayhi.chat/welladjusting. You could leave us a voice memo and we might just use it on air. And if you happen to be enjoying this episode, why not go ahead and subscribe to the podcast or rate and review us. You won't regret it, folks. I want to go back to the original kind of question, which is, if right now you had to say, this is what success would be for me, like just for me, and I want you to take out money out of the conversation. I want you to take out whoever the most influential person is in your life that you worry about what they think. What to you would be success?
Following through on a spark of inspiration, like I'm clawing away for some inspiration that makes me go, I have to make that.
Yeah.
I think in comedy, especially doing it in college and stuff, you're often talking to each other about like, whose career would you want right now? Or like, what would be your ideal arc here? And I always thought like, I grew up, this was my problem. I grew up idolizing like Lucille Ball and Carol Burnett.
Oh my
and people
God,
who are
amazing.
like mega goddesses of comedy. And I realized probably around 14 or 15, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be that. No one's that. So I got a tattoo of I Love Lucy, and I thought, that'll do it. That's as far as I'll get in that direction. There's never going to be that again.
But do you hear that at 14 years old, you gated yourself on what success could be?
Sure, I did.
And do you hear that how in the way that you answered this question, you told me everything that wasn't possible?
Are you going to change my life today, Robin?
I mean, probably not. Lower the bar. We just want to change it a little.
No, that's great. I need that. I need that a little bit. I'm still very much in this mindset of my early 20s and
which is fine. That's a great place to be.
Sure.
It's angsty, it's hard, it's like all these things.
Yeah.
But like, you're rudderless if all you're doing is telling yourself, these are all the things I can't do. And then so what's coming in then? How can you have a thing you're going toward if all you're saying is that you can't go toward anything?
Yeah, that's great. Because, so then I went to SNL and I'm like, I'm going to be on SNL.
Okay.
But I know a few people on it now.
Yeah.
And that makes me like, but just to be like, oh, that person, they're on SNL now. Oh, wow. Good, truly good for them.
Happy for you.
That's wonderful. But I'm also like, I'm not in that spot. And maybe I'm not supposed to be in that spot.
Right.
Like, it's a very specific trajectory I see for a lot of them. And so then I thought, okay, it's a very specific goal. I think growing up, I tied goals to shows. But now I know that shows are run by media conglomerates and executives and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, so who cares about the show? It doesn't have to be that specific.
Okay.
But then I thought, like, I loved Broad City so much. And it's so goofy.
Yeah.
And it's so true to them. And so now I'm kind of in that boat of like, I hope I can make something like a story that I'm really proud of one day.
Okay. That is a fan-fucking-tastic place to start.
Yeah.
Okay? Because that's a world of yes. That's a specific thing you can be interested in working toward.
Also, I'm mortified, though, that on a podcast I go, I just kind of want to be like the Broad City girls.
I know.
Don't judge me.
But, Micaela, that's the voice that's undercutting you.
Yeah.
Like that's the voice that's coming in all the time and telling you like dream, but don't dream too big. Like just maybe like, well, this is a dream that's appropriate for me. Like I'm not Carol Burnett. Who the fuck? Maybe you are. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, listen, we all love her, you know, and is she like a once in a lifetime type person? Sure. But does that not mean that you couldn't have success?
Yeah.
But again, like how can you say what success is if you don't, like in the tech world, they're always talking about the KPIs, like your key performance indicators, I believe is what
Oh, God.
It's such bullshit. But it's like when I worked at this one tech company and all we said to the executives were, tell us what a success metric is. How do we know we succeeded? You guys are moving the goalposts every 5 seconds. And I feel like you are your own tech company. Like there's no success metrics. And my question to you is like, are you letting yourself like dream, like freely dream?
No.
Right.
That's great. This is good. Yeah.
This is good.
This is good.
This feels good. This feels good. I recognize this.
Yeah, because it's I think there's been a certain disillusionment I've had recently that has in a way taken away those long-term goals.
Yeah.
Even on a personal level, like homeowning or anything like that. Yeah. I'm like, well,
I thought you were saying homoing. I was like, yeah, we're all queer.
Yes, and homoing and home owning
are both difficult.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's very hard. So, yeah, even those type of things, I'm like not really allowing myself to think super long term.
Yeah.
And I do feel it's certainly not just me in my demographic, and it's probably not me even outside of my demographic to not have those like long-term goals, but it's so much easier to have them in college.
Yeah.
Or in high school.
Well, because everything seems possible then, right? Nobody's said no to you yet, other than maybe a college acceptance.
Right.
You know, it's just like you're meeting new people every day and this career choice or that career choice. And then suddenly you have to get out and you got to make a living. There's gates that start being put up. Oh, I got to pay this loan. I have to do this.
Yeah.
And by the way, that I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that will only continue. But the thing is that that's even more important to dream and even more important to like go for things.
Yeah.
I have a question. If the goal or if the idea of like happiness or success is like making a thing that you're proud of.
Yeah.
A la Broad City.
Sure.
Say it. We're going to say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, in your mind, if you made that, would you feel happy?
Happier?
Yeah, I think so. Then it's just like, well, okay, do it. So, finding the time to, like, write and do it.
Well, you can set it up in small, like you can chunk that out and you could say it starts off as a digital short series.
Right.
Or I'm going to just write one short. But it's like, I believe you have to start with some visioning.
Yeah.
Like we talk a lot about I called it the Great Robin Plan, which is what I created when I was like in a workplace where I needed to transition because I was just like not happy. And I was like, all right, well, where do I see myself in 1 year? And then like the doc has expanded over time to like now it's like a 5-year plan. And then each year I just kind of look at like, well, what's going to make me happy? What do I want to do? But I added in wellness pockets because if I'm not taking care of myself, like depression and anxiety peaks.
Yeah.
So it's like if you were to just, I don't know, are you a listy person? Are you a like I'm going to go take some mushrooms and go off in a tent type person?
Oh, I
like,
love drugs.
Right?
I've never done shrooms. I'd love to try it. I'm a weed girl.
Yeah.
I love weed. I don't know if it's acting against me or for me, but that's another thing to discuss.
That might be you look at that then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like it might be good to look at all the things.
Yeah.
Like journaling I know helps me, writing things out, because if I don't, like everything moves so fast up here that I could get in an argument with myself while I'm pouring milk. You know, it's
wow. I'm very comfort. Yeah, you're catching me at a pivotal time. Even even like this week, I don't know, my hormones are all aligned where I'm like, I'm at a peak of anxiety and depression at the moment.
Yeah.
So this is the perfect time to record a podcast.
It is. About depression and anxiety and self-help.
Yay!
But with some fun.
It's so fun. But I'm the same way
for the cocktails, unfortunately. That's not, but you know.
Coffees will do, but I was literally just saying to myself last night, I'm like, you should write because you write slower than you think.
That's it.
And it slows down your brain.
Freehanding forces you to, it like the morning pages from the artist way. You should do the artist way.
Okay, Maria Bamford said it's a cult.
I know. By the way, that book was amazing. Maria Bamford's book.
Maria Bamford. We loved your book.
We love you so much.
The audiobook.
It is. Listen, I also suspect, no offense, Maria Bamford, but like that she could make a lot of things into a cult. And it's like you can do the 12-week workbook alone at your home, and you don't have to go do all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, for people who don't know, The Artist Way is a 12-week workbook. And it's not just for artists. It's like discovering the artist within you or discovering your passions. And the morning pages, it's like you're supposed to write 3 free-handed pages, and you're not supposed to stop or pick up your pencil, and you're not supposed to edit or correct anything. And I don't freehand because it hurts my hand. I type, but I sit and I look out the window so I don't fix no backspace, nothing. And I just pour it out. And what shows up is over time, like the first day is just like, blah.
Yeah.
And then the second day, like I start to see patterns. Like, oh, I'm talking about my job a lot. Or I'm talking about I feel sad. Or I'm talking about my food. It helps direct me to maybe making some different choices. Like that might be a great, but also it's a 12-week thing. Like some structure for you might be nice.
Yeah, I love a structure. It's actually why I took a full-time job recently. Yeah. Because I wanted someone to tell me where I need to be and for how long. Yeah. And hold me accountable for that. Because I was so good in school. I was such a good girl in school. I got A's. Like I did a really good job in school, and I liked having that grade at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something there too of like, if you know that you like receiving good feedback.
Yes.
Which like obviously you sometimes get in comedy, but I'm sure there's ways that you can give that to yourself, like celebrate the things that you do well, or like, make yourself structure for either The Artist Way or the Great Robin Plan or whatever you want to do.
Or a writing group.
Yeah.
You know, like
accountability buddy.
I need accountability. I need deadlines.
Yeah. I absolutely, you're catching me at a pivotal time here, but I feel like I've been in this place for a couple years where I'm like, you just have to do the thing, treat it like an assignment, do it. And then there's the part of me that's like,
yeah, I'm just smoke some pot.
That's lazy. Also so big. Like, do the thing is like this giant thing where it's like, well, you could just do one thing today that moves you like slightly closer to doing the thing.
That's why the plan is a good idea, or the artist way is a good idea, because it moves you along a path.
Right.
Do you have people in your life who are good? Like, obviously, Steph and I are now your accountability buddies.
Yay.
Like, we're here at your disposal. But do you have people in your life that you could use in that way?
There's an entire circle of comedy people in Brooklyn that are, a lot of them I went to college with.
Yeah.
And we did comedy in college together. The only problem with this group, and it's something that in more intimate ways between 2 or 3 we'll discuss about the entire system in Brooklyn, is that there's a competitiveness to it that makes it difficult to genuinely support the progress of the people around you. So it's like it's really a push and pull where absolutely I have people that I can write with, but the accountability comes more from wanting to do more and better than them.
Yeah, and we don't want that for you.
And that's
we don't
not
want that
good.
For you. No.
Do you get like inspiration from a different medium, like from podcasts or from
just going to say
like
out
movies
of
or
out of
something?
industry people as well?
I think that I have. I was comparing this to like, I haven't been in a relationship in a really long time, and I'm like, but I do feel love for New York City.
Yeah.
And so I certainly find inspiration in living in this city and the history of the city. And I've really indulged my nerdiness in that.
Yeah.
In that aspect. I became a tour guide a couple years ago. That's my full-time job now in tourism. And I joined the Guides Association of New York. I'm on the board of that now.
Yeah.
Like I certainly have had progress in that career field. It's not the comedy career field, and I've been finding ways to bridge them. Or the tough thing about tourism is it scratches a little bit of an itch that is entirely the itchiness that comedy wants to scratch. So it satisfies me in a way to talk to people, to make some jokes, to walk around the city. I'm performing in a way.
Yes.
And then it makes me feel more tired.
And it can also make you feel sad because it's like adjacent.
It's adjacent.
I built an entire adjacent day job career. And it wasn't until I was sitting in Amy Schumer's apartment on her heated toilet seat that I was like, this just is not enough. Like, I'm producing this show, but I want to be on this show. I want to write this show. I want to, like, and it was just like, and she's lovely and delightful. And it was a great experience. But I was like, and I quit my job shortly thereafter because I was like, I cannot keep trying to fulfill other people's dreams. And I think that brings me to my question, which is, it may be enough for you, like, to have comedy in your life or to have projects in your life that are for you and you don't become Lucille Ball, but it might not.
Yeah.
And you need the answer to that question.
Yes.
Because right now you're building an adjacent career.
Right. I'm hoping in a weird way that going full time will help me focus more on comedy and want to be bigger, and because now there's a schedule to it. I'll briefly explain that, like, before I was doing a lot of walking tours. It takes a ton of energy to be out there for hours with one group of people, and this job, even though it's a longer day, it takes less energy. I'm really only doing one tour a day, and then I'm just kind of talking with people, walking around. So it's more of a time suck.
Yeah.
But it's less of a brain drain than the walking tours. So that's what pushed me. I'm literally just starting this full-time job, so I don't know. But this is what I told myself to convince myself to take it, as well as, like, health insurance and all that good stuff.
Which those are realities.
Yeah.
Like, I just want you on a weekend in the Hamptons in some really cheap hotel, but it's really, really nice because I don't want to tax your budget because I'm me. But, like, where you just, like, I don't know if you're smoking pot or you're completely sober, like, but you're just investigating who I am and what I want. Because it's like, it's really easy, especially in a city like this, to just keep going, do that next thing and do little things, but then just wander off.
Yeah.
Even while you're doing the thing you like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I almost want to, like, intervene that line and be like, really spend time finding out what Micaela wants.
No, I do too. I want to spend that. Yeah.
And it's hard to do, but can you carve out? I mean, the weekend in the Hamptons is unrealistic, let's be honest, for a lot of reasons. But could you carve out an hour a week? Mm-hmm. Look at, like, something like the Great Micaela Plan, the Artist Way, whether you take walks, like, whatever way works for you, where you just think about, God, what do I want? What would it look like? I want you to do it in the positive, not in the negative. So not in what I don't want, but what would be wonderful. If I had this, it would be wonderful. If I had this, and what would it look like? And be really specific.
Yeah.
Be really like, I would live here. I would have a home here. This is what my partner would look like. This is what my career would look like. This is what I would come home. These are the things we'd eat. Like, just think of it as a free-form exercise to just start to get to what you need or want.
I love that because I do go on walks all the time.
Love a walk.
One of my favorite things to do, walk around the city. I do like to smoke a little pot.
Listen.
Love it. And I read every plaque, and I really try to observe the people around me. And I picture that as being reflective, but it's really not.
No, you're observing the world around you, but you're not observing you.
Right. So that's a wonderful exercise.
I'm picturing you, like, on the water in Brooklyn, in one of those parks, and you have, like, a nicely rolled joint and maybe, like, a notebook, and you're just, like, checking in with that list or that writing, like, a page or something.
Yeah. That's the step that I haven't taken. I certainly take the time to be alone and to be reflective, but not necessarily introspective.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And, like, in a nice way, I think. Because it's really easy to be, like, reflective and introspective and be like,
fucked up
and
this.
Everything's terrible.
Yeah. I did not do that. I did not. Yeah.
I think I definitely do that. Or when I walk around, you say, thinking what I want, I think here's what I should have been doing or should do. Or
no, we need less of that for you.
Yeah.
And more of, like, gentle Micaela being like, I would like this. Like, because, by the way, once you figure out what you want, well, girl, then we're having part 2 and we're just talking goals and, like, let's fucking goal blast the shit out of this. Like let's move this forward.
Blast.
I don't even know what that's
Goal Blaster by Robin Hawkins.
Goal Blaster 2024. Yeah, like, then it's like, then you can go there, but, like, you cannot skip that step.
Yeah.
It's like you cannot forgive a person if you haven't had your feelings first. this is just an instinct, but I want to see you take up more space in the world.
Yeah. You know what makes that hard? And I've talked about this too. My height.
No, but you know what? I know a lot of like tiny people like that are fucking big.
Yeah, and I have, maybe I'm not coming off how I usually. Word? No, that's fine.
Okay, all right.
I speak on behalf of all small people.
I was like,
tiny's cool with us. I'm really petite, and I have gotten the comment like, you seem so much bigger on stage.
Yes,
and I love that. That's really nice. But yeah, there are certainly situations where I feel myself shrink.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to, I do that thing where, when you do the crosswalk, you're like, let me walk a straight line and everyone's going to move out of my way. Like,
I've never tried that before.
Oh, that's fun.
That's
try
ballsy.
And do that on a crosswalk when it's like, especially if a guy's coming at you, don't move. Don't move. Just see if they move.
Well, what's hilarious about it, I've never heard it as an activity. That's just how I live my life, Micaela. I'm literally like, you need to get the fuck out of my way. And then I get all tooty. So it's like, I actually need to do less of that, but I want you to do more of that.
Okay, great. Yeah, I try and treat it as a challenge, as an activity. Yeah, with taking up space, I think it goes hand in hand with like experiencing frustration and anger. And that's an emotion I've always tried to resist.
Yeah.
Which is also an emotion where so much comedy comes from.
Oh my God, all of it.
So I'm like, this year has been a year where I'm trying to let myself get pissed off.
Good.
And
I love that this is our
great?
takeaway. And we're like, excellent work.
Yeah.
But it's like the only thing I want to be wary of in what I'm saying is like, I don't want you to feel like you are bad or you are wrong or you're not doing anything well. Like you're fucking killing it. You got 17, you stood on stage. You brought yourself to New York you could have easily been like, I'm the king of South Florida and like been at like giggles every Saturday night and been just like fine.
Yeah,
but you brought yourself here. Yeah. And you're like going for it. And it's like, I think you should be really proud of that. And it's like, but I think what we're saying is like, what adjustments can you make that might bring in more and that might help you just be maybe a little more joyful or move in a direction that's going to make you happy? And I think as interesting and as like wild as the 20s can be in terms of like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
It is that moment, like it's that little bit of a fork in the road to be like, okay, who am I and what do I want to do? And I just want you to give yourself the freedom to do that. Because it's like, I feel like you could be unstoppable.
Wow. Thanks.
Seriously. I've seen you on stage. You're hilarious.
Thank you.
I just want you to get out of your own way a little bit.
Yeah, me too. I've been, it's kind of a roller coaster of like, oh, I'm doing things. I feel creatively inspired and I'm sad now. And I'm going out of it. I'm bummed again. Like, so, and I'm just in a slight bum right now.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of blaming it on the world and money and
those things are real.
Yeah, all those things. But yeah, at the end of the day, I got to come out of it and I have to help myself out of it. No one's going to pull me out of this.
Well, we'll help.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I want to know like what feels attainable for you to do in terms of like normally we give homework. And it seems like we've given like a lot of ideas. So like, can you like self-identify something that
you mean a project?
Feel, yeah. And it doesn't have to be something we suggested. It could be something that sparked for you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have a specific project I'm working on. And by working on, I mean, I wrote a little bit one night and then I thought, yeah, we're working on this. And that was probably a month and a half ago. So I got to return to it.
Okay.
But
So how can you put in some accountability around it or some structure around that project?
Yeah, I got to pick a date to like have something done by.
Give me a person that will be your accountability partner.
Wow.
We're going to be specific.
You.
I'm happy to. I'm happy to. I'll read whatever you've written.
Wow.
I'll support you. I'm happy to.
Thank you. That's very nice.
When are we going to have a draft? In a month?
Wow. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. It is
a month.
I love that I was like, what do you think's attainable? And now we're like,
let's set some dates.
Robin and I will project manage this.
We will. We are. All right. By mid-June, we are going to have a draft.
Wow. That sounds great. I can give an update to the listeners.
We'll take an update.
I have a draft.
We will take an update.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the Gilded Age musical.
Okay.
It's going to be
I love it.
Really weird.
Well, I want to just say thank you so much for coming. This was so lovely. And it's like, I really do mean it. Vision, dream, let Micaela be Micaela.
Wow. Thank you. That means a lot to me because it's one thing to sit in therapy and try and get to the nitty gritty of like why I feel a certain way. But it's nice to have something to do now.
Like, and it's also nice to know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right. Tell everybody where they can follow you, find you, and your projects.
Sure. I'm on Instagram at Micaela Fagan, at Micaela_Fagan.
Don't forget the underscore.
I do take pictures of New York City and I write historical snippets.
Love it.
I've done this only 4 or 5 times at this point, but you can follow that on NY How I See It. And the C is a C, like the letter.
Love it.
Adorable. And I'm on TikTok, but I really post nothing at all, but you can follow me on there too if you want. That's Micaela Fagan, and that's kind of it.
All right, well, come if you're in New York, come see Micaela do comedy.
Yeah, I'm around. Great musical improv team called the Understudies. We do stuff at the Pit, and we have a blast.
Love it.
Fun.
Well, thank you so much. This was
coming.
delightful.
Thank you guys.
Woo, folks. Today, as our expert of the day, we have stand-up, actor, writer, legend, tall lady, Judy Gold as our expert of the day. And if you know anything about Judy, she cannot be held down, held back, none of the helds. Okay, here she is giving Micaela and anyone else who's in the same position some really hardcore advice on how to never say quit. Here we go.
You have reached the well-adjusting expert of the day.
How do you stay persistent in a business that loves to tell you you're a piece of shit? You can believe them and let them control you, or you can say, oh, that's one person's opinion. And there's millions of people out there. And maybe I remind that person of their niece they hate, or their friend they grew up with, or whatever. You don't know what it's about. Everyone's out for themselves. Okay? So here's the thing. If you want something, you have to work for it. You have to do the work. So when someone is saying no, and you're like, they're in control. They've taken over your life. You have to make sure that your agency, your constitution, your work ethic, you are bigger than what everyone thinks of you. Life is not waiting for the freedom. Life is now. It's right now. In an industry where you have to be tough and you have to advocate for yourself, which doesn't come naturally to women. It's not what we're taught. The only difference between a successful person in that industry and a person who said, is that they tried, is that they took a risk. And if you don't take any risks in your life, there is no life. And to not allow yourself to dream, that is a lie, because you wouldn't be saying, I want to do this, but I'm not going to do it. You are literally pushing down anything because of the fear of either rejection or success. And this business is 99.99999999999% no, sorry, too tall, too Jewish, too loud, too lesbo, too this, too that. That is what this business is. You got to take risks. You're not going to die from someone saying no, but you can die from depression and bottling up your feelings and not setting goals for yourself and avoiding life and avoiding a happy life. Don't fucking lie to yourself and say, I don't have any dreams. I don't have this. I'm all over the place. You have a pen. You have paper. You have a brain. You can write it down. What do you want to do with your life? Follow what you're good at, where your talents are, and have some fucking confidence. Set a path for yourself. No one goes on the same path. No one knows how to do this correctly. A lot of it is out of your hands. But if you don't try, you don't succeed. And you might as well just go roll up into a ball and be like, poor me, poor. And no one wants to be around someone who's like, I learned as you get older and experience things, life is a series of befores and afters. And you're a different person before one of your parents dies. You're a different person before someone gets sick or you get sick or this happened or that happened. And life is going to suck sometimes. And you have to learn how to navigate that. I just had this conversation with my son this morning. When he has his day planned and something happens and it's like all fucked up now. It's all messed up. It causes him, anxiety. And I was like, listen, I've had missed gigs because of plane issues. I've been on a layover and my ex called me and said my mother just died. And I had to run home and cancel the gig that I was doing that night for a week. That's the only way to grow. You don't grow if you don't try. If you don't hit these hurdles head on. Life is there to teach you. You're supposed to learn from all this. But if you close yourself off, you're never, ever going to grow. And especially as a comic, you got to experience life. So you have something to talk about on stage. So knowledge is power. And every experience you have is going to teach you something. But if you don't have any experiences, you're not going to learn anything or grow.
Okay, that's it for today, friends. And Micaela, I want to say thanks for being our brave guest today. Though you may regret asking us to be your accountability partners, it is too soon to tell. And a humongous thanks to our expert of the day, Judy Gold. Funniest lady, killing it, never quitting. I am such a fan. For more Robin, and you may need that, you probably don't need it, but if you do, you can follow me at Real Rob Hops on all the platforms, all the socials, as the kids today say. Well Adjusting is an Edit Audio original series. It's exec produced by Steph Colburn and Robin Hopkins. Our producer and editor is Maria Passingham, and our production manager is Kathleen Speckert. Thank you to the entire Edit Audio team and to you for listening. Oh, hey, before you take out those AirPods, this show is just for entertainment. If you are in need of help, please, please, please reach out to a professional. Go ahead and get that help. You deserve it.